So then, we are back with more understandings from the time of the Second Tabernacle services, where we find in the Aramaic, English translation of the word. This translation comes from the original manuscripts of the prophets of the Israelic lineage. So then we can understand the time of the end. Per Yeshayahu the prophet, we find then the cities of the Messiah returning, and then also the time of restoration and reduction. Time of restoration, the holy cities, and also related with Gentiles because of the first task of the first son of Ibrahim. So then we understand why then there is the inclusion of the Gentile world. So then, what is it going to be like in the future when the system presents itself and then the companies ordering, and wanting their parcels? What is it going to take place in the future? Firstly, we understand the postal services are going to be extremely beyond capabilities. Absolutely a volume of material that they can't handle. They won't be able to handle it. And then the situation also requires then the understanding of savings, banking, and also checking. The mid person is gone. So we have to understand the system without the mid person. Mid person is gone. Make a list of it. Direct relationship with factory and people. No mid person. The only chance a mid person might have are those areas where they are so remote, where people then they have no idea what a computer is. Then they have to order it as individuals, not retailers, because retailers have to pay taxes. As individuals, governments are screwed. Those governments did not tax instantly as the Messiah told them to do. Whatsoever then is imposed as taxes. Give to the government what belongs to the government. This is what the Messiah said as far as Gentile level. He's not interested in the way the Messiah was then, respectively layering, Ishmael, give it to the government what belongs to the government, and then give it to God, and then tabernacling. Quite interesting. However, we find then these areas where ports are at, and then depots are at, receiving so many parcels. People then, the problem, governments, they won't be able to pay their people. You know why? Because people are going to be online. They're going to be ordering on their own. The funding, whatsoever they have in the closed circuitries where governments are not taking taxes from, then in an instant, overnight, those fundings are gone. Savings, gone. Checkings, the bare minimum. Governments, state governments, federal governments, they don't have money to pay their people. Because then the industry has to match up the real production. There won't be enough flow of industry to make up for the funding. People won't get paid. Police won't get paid. Fire department won't get paid. Power stations won't get paid because they are linked up with the government. Depending upon what type of system you are in and what area of the world you are at. But then, is there enough industry to rotate then the funding, circulating then the funding? As far as we understand, the governments are screwed because they did not do what the Messiah told them to do. Give to the government what belongs to the government, and give to God what belongs to God. So then, you find then, downloading the system, you find yourself ordering parcels from China, the factory of the planet, and they deliver it. Postal service is absolutely overwhelmed with the number, and government then not taxing. What is it going to be of the federal workers and also states workers? How are they going to get paid? How airports are going to work? Ports. Ships wanting to dock, they can't because the port is absolutely repleted with material and they can't deliver it because customs are not up to the job. The government is going to try desperately to get their taxes from, but then they have to face then the people in court because of the rights involved with what they are doing. By this time, do you understand how many ships are going to come in per hour? The captains, they don't give a damn. They want the shipment out of their ships and then moving on. And God help you if you find then a machine over there that costs $500,000, the price of the machine, and then it gets broken. Postal Service is responsible. As long as the package is not delivered, the package is insured, then they want to find out what went on with it. Not only this, since the Postal Service people, they won't have enough money of their own, they won't get paid. Then the Postal Services have to fight with the freighters. But then the people, they are going to have their complaints before the freighters. The figuring at the end of it, Postal Service is not apt for the job. How are they going to get paid? So let's reevaluate the whole situation so then we don't find any cracks in the system. A person overnight downloads a system where the government has no interest in it. There is a bank linkage with the system. You transfer your funding into the system, the funding is gone. From then on, untracked. The government can't get near it. You are buying, you are investing, you are receiving in the same system. It's simple, a number. You receive as a number. The number always increasing. The government has no way of verifying it. With so much funding coming out of the country, how is the government going to pay their people? How are they going to function? Then you find the ports overwhelmed, the lineup of ships trying to unload, they don't have any space. People are not being paid, people not showing up for work. Where is my parcel? And the whole situation because they did not do what the Messiah told them to do. Give to the governor because the son of Ishmael then is going to be there for their understanding. So they understand then why then the Gentiles, the heathen, are mixed up with it. But the point is, how are they going to get paid? people are not going to get paid. Because if the government generates more paper money, the more people absorb this paper money, the more it is sent out of the system. There is not enough funding in the subsystem to maintain itself. It's not tracked. Must be directly produced. So then when you print a certain amount of paper money, has to have the same level of production. So then you have equal value. How is this system going to be maintained with paper money without production? What do the investors do? Do they not take your savings from the bank and invest on your behalf for a tiny amount? Then the financial systems, they thrive upon your money, mostly because of your savings. Now remove the mid person from it. No financial institutions other than to make a link for you. So you can do your dues while you are doing trade in whatsoever country you are found yourself in. You have to have a link with a local bank to pay your basics. But then, try to understand, the checking is going to be skeleton. Savings unheard of. Why would you give your money to scoundrels, where you can only simply click and invest yourself? You know, the big bankers, they have no clue how it's going to be in the future. The very next day they observe their balances over there, it's gone. How come these savings then is gone the next day? Well, duh. Not only this, then the checking, it had so much in it, then there is the bare minimum. Welcome to the real world. As the nation produces, so there is a match with numbers. Was not the gold standard? If the government prints out more money without having a matching of production, you know what takes place? It goes so far. The system breaks because there is no circulation of production. The money is printed, the money is spent, then the money is invested in a foreign system, buy money, so they have to print more. But then the level of industry does not improve except the debt of the government. And then they print more money. And then the money is gone. And they print more money and the money is gone. Then how are they going to pay their people if they have to maintain a level of number? Because not only the people are going to be involved with the system, the governments are going to be involved with the system. They want to invest also themselves. How are they going to link up with a financial system where the balance is below? You have to justify why it's below. Does the system seizes up? Do yourself a favor. Do what the Messiah said, will you? Give to the government what belongs to the government. And give to God what belongs to God.